Okay, the next topic is EFS, Elastic File Storage. EFS works on similar mechanism of EBS, that is Elastic Block Storage, but the difference is EFS is shareable file system. Hence, it is not attached to any particular EC2 instance. So Amazon EFS is a scalable and elastic file storage system that expands and contracts as you add and remove the files. So it provides traditional file storage in the form of directories and subdirectories. So EFS is beneficial for software as a service applications as well as content management system. So EFS can be mounted on multiple EC2 instances at the same time. EFS can be accessed by up to 1,000 concurrent EC2 instances from any availability zone within the same region. This is one major difference. Please note this point. In case of NFS, Network File System, as well as EBS, Elastic Block Storage, the storage supposed to be in the same availability zone. Whereas in case of EFS, as well as NFS, both NFS and EFS, it can be outside the availability zone also. From that availability zone also, you can access. The only condition is the elastic file storage, what we create now, it should be attached to a region. It should be within the region. In that region, how many number of availability zones are there? From each availability zone, you can create a virtual machine and access this elastic file storage. Please be noted, elastic file storage is not attached to any virtual machines. From virtual machines, you can access it just like our Google Drive. EFS is something like our Google Drive. So EFS is a file storage type. It is a method of storing data in the cloud that provides servers and applications access the data through shared file system. And another point to be noted here is EFS is meant only for Linux-based machines and cannot be used in Windows-based operating systems. The reason being, the file system itself is entirely different type. Windows cannot recognize that file system. So we will move on to this lab exercise. We will perform this EFS lab exercise where we need to create two Linux-based virtual machines. We need to have port number 22 and 2049 enabled. This time we will create two Linux virtual machines in two different availability zones, but in the same region. Okay, and access this data the same way what we did in Windows, creating sharing of network folder, accessing the data, the similar kind of lab exercise, but only difference is the storage is not attached to any server. All right, let me take you back to AWS Management Console. So I don't need any of these lab exercises. Let's follow the best practice of deleting all these virtual machines. Okay, I will be creating, launching two virtual machines, each one in different zone, availability zone, but within the same region. I'll call it VM1. This time we'll be selecting Amazon Linux, the base operating system. Key pair, of course, we need to create a key pair. And I will be selecting PPK file because it's a Linux-based virtual machine. Security groups. We will create a new security group. we will create in same availability, one availability zone. First one, I will select maybe US West 1A. Security group name, I will call it EFS, right? It is Elastic File Storage Security Group. Okay. What are all the things that we need? We need port number 22. And we need a port number 2049. That is for NFS, for EFS. It will be 2049. Okay, these are the only two port numbers, port number 22 and port number 2049. If port number 2049 is not enabled, you will not be able to do outbound call or accessing the network Elastic file storage. Launch instance. The virtual machine is created. Let me filter it out. Instance state is equal to pending. You will see one pending. I will add one more. Instance state is running, so that if the status of pending is changed to running, now you can see it is available. So this is VM1. And this VM1 has been created in US West 1A. Okay. And this has got the security rule of port number 22, port number 2049 has been added. The name of the security group is EFS SG. I'll create one more virtual machine now in a different availability zone. Okay, if I refresh, you can see one instance is running, correct? I'm launching one more virtual machine of Linux. I'll call it VM2. Once again, the OS is Amazon Linux. Key pair, of course, I'm creating a new key pair. It's a PPK. I'll download this file as well. Security group. Remember, we already created one security group with port number 22, correct? I will go ahead, select existing security group, EFS SG, so that I don't want to create multiple security groups, correct? And remember the availability zone. This time, deliberately, I will select a different availability zone. I'm not selecting the same availability zone. I want to explore. Will I be able to access this Elastic file storage, though I belongs to different availability zone, correct? So I made it deliberately US West 1B. This is a different availability zone, but in the same region. Can someone tell me which region we are creating? North California, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So view all instances. Let me filter it out. Instance state is running. VM2 should reflect any moment. Okay, good. So we have VM1 running and VM2 is getting initialized. So while it is getting initialized, we will go ahead and create a EFS, that is Elastic File Storage. So let it get create. I will click on the search. I will type EFS. I will right click the mouse button and click on open new tab, so that I will have both the services running side by side. Okay, here I have EFS, and here I have my EC2 instance running. I already have an EFS. Let me select that and delete it so that we'll not have any confusion. Okay, now there are no EFS created. And friends, this is the first step. The prereqs we have created. We have created 2 virtual machines in 2 different availability zones. We have attached the security group as well. The main core step is this. We are creating a EFS, that is Elastic File Storage, which will be in cloud. So how to do that? At the search bar, you type EFS, or you can click on services, scroll down all the way down, you have storage, click on storage, then you have EFS, select EFS. Okay, you will navigate to the same location, same place. Now create a file system of EFS. You can provide some name. It is optional. I will give EFS underscore lab, Elastic File Storage Lab. And VPC, Virtual Private Cloud, it will be default. We did not create any new. And storage class will be standard storage class. Click on Customize. Okay, all other options, features, everything, we will leave it to default settings. Click on Additional Settings. There are no other options or features to go with. Click on Next. All right. Here you will see you have availability zone 1A and 1B. This is the place where you will choose which are all the availability zones that you want to permit accessing this EFS, Elastic File Storage. Since I have 2 virtual machines created, I will select both these locations. From any number of virtual machines that are created in either of these 2 availability zones should be able to access my Elastic File Storage. That's what I mean. Next, security group. This is very important step. We need to select the same security group that we have selected. Remember, EFS SG is the security group what I selected. Now you can see down below, it got changed. Correct? So here you can see it still says default. There are 2 security groups. One is default, one is custom security group what we have created. That is what we want. So here also I will select the security group what we have created. Now you can see both the cases. It is the new security group that has been attached. Attached to where? To this EFS, Elastic File Storage, what we are creating. Scroll down, click on Next. Here you can set restrictions if you want. That is, prevent root access by default. If you select that, this is the JSON script that will be written and attached to this EFS, so that the people, anyone who is connecting to this EFS storage will not be able to access the root volume. For our lab exercise, we are not selecting any of these features. We'll proceed, we'll go with next. And these are all the settings what we have selected so far while creating the EFS file storage. Okay, just click on create. That's it. It is that simple. So the EFS is getting created. That is Elastic File Storage. It is a network storage getting created. You can see it is so quick and so fast. It is already available. Okay, so I will click on this EFS file storage that we have created. Do you see this attach button? Click on this attach button and you will see a command, a Linux based command, sudo mount EFS, mounting this device. I will go with the select one. This command works good. Okay, I will keep this command handy, keep it in our chat for next time easy access. All right, now I'll come back to my EC2 dashboard. I have both the virtual machines up and running. I'll connect to VM1 as well as VM2. Keep both the virtual machines side by side and perform this lab exercise. All right. So VM1 I have selected. Click on connect. I will select the easiest way of connecting to this virtual machine. So this is my VM1, virtual machine 1. You can see the public private IP is 172.31.15.119. If I come back to my instances, the VM1, the public IP, private IP is same, 172.31.15.119. Let's verify it is the same. Okay. Now, let me go back to my VM2, connect the same way. I'll click on connect. So I have both the virtual machines connected side by side. So this is my VM2. Let us verify. The private IP is 172.31.29.243. Is it the same? Yes, it is same. So among these 4 tabs, Google tabs that are open, the second one is VM2. The third one is VM1. Now we have created this EFS, Elastic File Storage. This is the location where this storage device is created in the cloud, in the AWS cloud. Now I'm using both these virtual machines to connect to this device. This is like our Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive with complete read, write access, admin access provided for each and every user, whoever gets connected, who has this entire command instruction. Only they will be able to log in. Now, I'm preparing this virtual machine 2 to log in. Okay, so to begin with, we need to install a piece of software. Okay, I will be installing that software. First, this is the this is not the root user. EC2 user is not the root user. I will change it to root user account. Okay, now we can see it is logged in as root user account. The same command I will perform in the other virtual machine as well. Let me try to keep it side by side if I can. Okay, now I think you'll be able to see both the virtual machines side by side. So onto the left-hand side, we have VM2. Onto the right-hand side, we have VM1. And you can see here in both the virtual machines, I changed the default user EC2 user to root user. Now we have complete access. We are the administrators on this both the virtual machines. Next, I will have to install a piece of software called Amazon EFS. Okay. The command is yum install -y. I will retype the same command on the perform the same command on the other virtual machine so that you'll be able to make out. So the command is yum install -y Amazon EFS utils. This is the piece of software that is required. So on both the virtual machine, the software has been installed successfully. So with this software, we will be able to connect to the EFS. Now the question is how to connect to this EFS. Before connecting, let us make a folder where we attach this NFS directory, NFS storage device. All right. So the command is mkdir EFS. I created a folder. On both the virtual machines, I created a folder called EFS. If you type ls command, you will see that folder name EFS. Do you see that? Correct. So now we need to attach this storage device, EFS storage device that we created in AWS Cloud. Remember, I copied the command parameter, copied from EFS while creating, correct? So this command I will copy and paste it here on both the virtual machines. So this is the command that I captured and also saved it in our group chat. Now it has been already executed on VM2. I'll be performing the same step on VM1. So now the storage has been connected successfully. So how to check whether the storage is connected or not? Remember, we have connected to the network that is elastic file storage, which is available in cloud. I will type command ls, only EFS folder is there. Onto the VM1 also I will type ls command. EFS is there, only one folder. I'll come back to VM2 onto the left side. I will create a command, I will create a file. I'll type test1. If I type ls, you will see one file called test1. Now I will come to the VM1, just type ls. First, let me change the folder that EFS, whatever I created. So I created a file called file1 in VM1 machine, but this file is not created in VM1 machine. It has been created in the elastic file storage that is available in the cloud. Okay. On to the right side, you can see I gave a command called touch file1. So a file1 has been created. Onto the left hand side is VM2. I will simply issue the command ls. You will see file1 is created. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's add some content to the file. Okay. I'll say test-2. So this file will have a message called this file is created in VM2. Okay, so I will come back to VM1 machine. I will type ls. You will see there is one more file created, test2. If I want to see that file content, I will issue a command called cat test-2. You will see this file is created in VM2. Let me add some information to this file, additional information. Echo. This file has been updated from VM1. Where I should write, I want to write it to test2 file, correct? There is only one file, test2. Once again, if I issue the cat command, you will see 2 lines are added. I'll come back to my VM1. I will check once again here. You will see all the contents available. This is typically how exactly our Google Drive works. So I have created 2 virtual machines. Both are available in different availability zone, and created elastic file storage in AWS cloud. So connecting to this EFS elastic file storage from 2 virtual machines and accessing the files and folders. So whatever the updates, modifications, changes that you make, that is reflected in all the virtual machines, because this storage is not related to any particular virtual machine. It is there in the cloud. So everyone is accessing the cloud and updating their data. So what is the limit? Up to 1,000 virtual machines or access points can connect to this EFS, elastic file storage, and use it same time. And what is the limit? The storage limit is not there. It will, as and when you keep updating more and more data, the storage space will be keep increasing. And as and when you delete the data, the size will be reducing. So with this, we'll be concluding the EFS lab exercise. We will move on to other topic.